first I will say I grew up in the church, and my best friend, like the last brother, is also Christian. And now that I'm on here with you, I'm gonna send this to her. You know what I'm saying? Because we always go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? But I love. First of all, I'm outside of my house right now. My whole family's Christian, so that's why I'm outside, just to be respectful. Because also I intend to be respectful to you as well. But they don't even want to hear. So that's why if you could, that's why I'm saying Muslims say produce your proof. You know what I'm saying? So if you can give me something like I see you doing with other people, you know what I'm saying? I would look into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not someone who's closed-hearted and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, and then your question on here, I can't see it right here because I'm not on YouTube, but it was Islam has no answer, or what's the exact question?
Well, or there wasn't a question. That was just a little hook,
Okay.
a little hook to bring y'all in here. It's pretty much open. I was just really asking what makes Islam true to you? Like what is it that convinces you that Islam is true? And so when I hear that, because it differs on each person, when I hear that, I go from there and I show you. I'm going to show you whatever you say. I'm going to show you that very reason. I'm going to show you that's why Islam is false.
Okay. So there's the verses that talk about knowledge, like about and I'm not even the best Muslim, you know what I'm saying, that you could talk to, you know what I'm saying? But the sea with the water, with the salt water on one side,
where the two seas meet.
Water. Yeah, and how he talks about the seas being separate like that. There's a lot of, so even before I was like Muslim, you know what I'm saying? I believe I was always Muslim, but even before I was Muslim, you would say I was always big on science. So before I even was ready to jump to Islam, I wanted to prove with science, because I love God no matter what, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to prove with science, just because I would want to, everyone should know about God, you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I just wanted to prove with science, like, hey, with science.
You believe that the Quran contains basically supernatural scientific knowledge that wouldn't have been known at the time of Muhammad. And so this shows that God is giving divine knowledge and divine revelation to Muhammad, to the rest of the world.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. So let me ask you this then. If scientific miracles are enough to prove that the Quran is from God, then scientific falsehoods will be enough to prove that it's not from God. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
So if science is good enough to prove that the Quran is true, then science is good enough to prove that the Quran is false, if the Quran gets some of that stuff wrong.
I see what you're saying, but then that's why I say I believe in God above the science. You get what I'm saying?
I got you. So that means that science is not good enough to prove that the Quran is true. Because let's say the Quran got every scientific fact correct. That still wouldn't mean that it's the word of God. It wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was the other way around, you wouldn't say, oh, well, that disproves the Quran. So you can't use science then.
You can't. So you want me to use something else? Why the Quran? Because
I need something objective and substantial that shows that the Quran is true. If you're saying, look, if you want to go with science and say scientific miracles, okay, I'll allow that and we'll go that route. But if I show you that it's wrong scientifically in some areas, you can't say, oh, well, that doesn't disprove it. You got to stay consistent.
Let me just get something with the Quran for sure. God is the most gracious, the most merciful.
Let's go with that. All right, let's go with that. God is the most gracious and the most merciful.
And say it one more time.
Okay. So if we find in the Quran that there are instances where he's not gracious and not merciful, and I'm not talking about to like people who maybe deserve his judgment. I'm talking about to innocents, to folks who do not deserve his judgment. We say that, okay, yeah, this can't be from God if it's showing that he's not kind and merciful and gracious in these instances?
In this world or in the
Quran?
World?
In this world, in the Quran.
In the Quran?
Yeah.
Okay, but this isn't just the main. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like people in Gaza right now going through crazy struggle right now. You get what I'm saying?
Bro, I'm trying to find out why the Quran is true to you. Come on, man.
Okay. I'll say the God is the most gracious, the most merciful. That's what it is. So
Okay.
if you can show me how God is not gracious and merciful in the Quran, I had to look into it. I'll say that. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel comfortable with saying it, but I will look into it. I'll tell you that.
No worries. No worries.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll show you something. Look, I'm gonna show you something.
Okay.
So this is chapter 4, verse 24 of the Quran. It says, also forbidden for you are women already married, except those captives and slaves whom your right hand possesses. This Allah ordained for you. All others are lawful, provided you seek with mar, a bridal price, from your property, desiring chastity, not committing illegal sexual intercourse. So with those whom you have enjoyed sexual relations, give them their bridal price, their mahar, as prescribed, and so on and so forth. Now, the part that I want to focus on is this category right here. Okay, not the all others that are lawful, because this is not even talking about the same group. This group right here. Okay, it says it's talking about the kind of women that are forbidden for you, but the women you can take and have relations with.
Yes, sir.
So married women are off limits. Married women are off limits. Except there's an exception. Except the ones who you capture in war, your right hand possess, and make your slaves. So the Quran is allowing you. Let me ask you this: Is adultery wrong?
Adultery wrong.
Okay, so adultery, like sleeping with another man's wife, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The Quran here gives permission for you to sleep with another man's wife as long as you have captured her in war and made her your slave.
Okay.
Is that gracious and merciful?
Let me indulge.
I'll let you indulge, man.
So let's say me and you, we at war, all right?
Yep.
Boom. You got me as a slave doing your yard work. You took the women. You only making the man work. You just gonna leave my woman alone. You're not gonna do nothing with her.
No, what I'm gonna do is I would bring both of you into my household, and both of you would work.
Whoa, let the woman be, man. You don't gotta make her work. Let her be a woman.
Oh, she's look. If she's in the land of my enemies, we've taken over. We won the battle. She's without her husband, so she has no covering or protector.
Yeah,
I'll let her stay in my place. I'll let her still be with her husband, and you guys can work. You guys can be my servants.
So both of them, you're saying you took over. You went to battle with the enemies.
Mm-hmm.
You went to battle with the enemies. Did you kill the husband or did you let him live?
Nope, the husband's still alive here because they're married. So the husbands are still alive.
I want to say in this verse it's talking about where the husbands are killed.
Nope. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
What is a married woman who has lost her husband? What is she called? A widow, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and this concept is in Islam. She isn't identified as a widow. She's identified as a married woman currently.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you the hadith on this, because there's a hadith that actually gives you the background context of this.
Okay.
All right, so this is Sunan an-Nasai 3333. It says, it was narrated from Abu Sa'id al-Khudri that the Prophet of Allah sent an army to Al-Tas. They met the enemy, fought them, and prevailed over them. They acquired female prisoners who had husbands among the idolaters. So even after the battle, the husbands are alive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and watch this. Because of this, it says the Muslims felt reluctant to be intimate with them.
Okay.
All right. So even the Muslims had common sense, like, we can have the women because they're not married, but they're married. So what do? They're reluctant, they're hesitant. So what happens? Then Allah, the Mighty and Sublime, revealed. Also forbidden are women already married, except those slaves whom your right hand possesses. Right? Meaning this is permissible once they have completed their iddah. Means that you got after you make sure they're not pregnant, you can go ahead and sleep with her.
Iddah, I just seen your other one. Is that the term for divorce? Are we gonna throw that in there?
No, iddah is not for divorce. Iddah, so the term for divorce is talaq.
Okay.
That's what that chapter is called.
Let me
65-4
screenshot this. I gotta screenshot this real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I just screenshot that just so I can remember that.
So the word for divorce is talaq. Iddah is just waiting period or prescribed period. Okay, so it's the period that a man and a woman wait to make sure she's not pregnant. Before doing stuff.
Okay.
So yeah. So these Muslims, they were reluctant, right? They were hesitant to have sex with these women because they were married. So but then Allah allowed this. Now let me ask you this, bro. Would a married woman who has been attacked by another army and they lost, her husband lost the battle, but her husband is still alive, would this married woman willingly go now with her captor and sleep with her knowing that her husband is still alive?
You want me to tell the truth?
Tell the truth.
Her husband, we're not talking about Christian. We're talking about an idolater, you know what I'm saying? Idolatry people.
Why does that matter?
We're talking about character. We got these city girls out here right now. They might sleep on you with their husband for no reason. You get what I'm saying?
That doesn't answer my question, bro.
You're saying would they willingly sleep with another man?
Yeah.
I'm not a woman, but I would say yes, they could willingly. I can say they would unwillingly. If you want me to go with that, but
I want you to be real, bro. I want you to be real.
This polygamous, like in Hindu, they can have multiple partners.
Yeah, that's not about that. I'm asking, would they willingly go with their captor, a person who has defeated their husband in battle, and now they're being taken from their land? Would they willfully sleep with them, knowing that their husband is still there and alive?
I see what you're saying, and in a perfect world, you would want me to say no.
I just want you to be honest. If you're
you want me to be honest?
Yeah, just be honest.
If big bank take little bank, you heard that. If somebody else come with more money, they might take my girl. That's all I'm saying. So would I say that she would definitely listen? I might just be in the fields working, and we gotta go to war, and the Muslims come over.
Come on, man. You know the answer to this, dude.
This man on a big old horse comes up. You think my woman don't want him? Big old horse, nice armor. You know what I'm saying? He's a nice guy. He's a good Muslim brother. She might want to sleep with him. Are you trying to say that women don't cheat? If that's what you're trying to say, then we got to pick.
What we doing here, man? what we doing, man? Talk to me, Tone. What we doing, man? Come on, man. What we doing, Tone? Do you tell me, man? Tone. What we doing, dog?
No, man. Hey, listen. That's just how it be. I'll say this. To your point, a good Christian woman wouldn't do that. But if we're talking about someone who aren't following the principles that we're speaking on, I cannot say that she wouldn't want to sleep with him. I couldn't say that.
No worries, bro. So,
I invite you to bring me another example.
No, just hold on. It's okay. I'll stick with this one because in your mind, I think you know really the answer, but you went some other direction if you wanted to. Fine. Let's just lay out what you said and see if it's logical.
Okay.
These married women who were attacked, husbands fought, beaten, taken captive against her will, would actually willingly sleep with her captor because she's now attracted to the big man on the campus who defeated her husband in battle, who come on a nice white steed, now she's going to willingly give herself up to this captor who took her from her homeland, took her from her kids, took her from her husband. She's going to willingly sleep with him happily.
Can I say one thing, though? Can I say one thing?
Go ahead, bro.
Rape is not permissible, though. So she would have to.
So what is this?
She would have to willingly want to, even with the.
What do you mean? Her consent is not. Her consent is not needed.
Now you pushing it now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not.
I get what you're saying about the verse, saying that basically the man getting his girl took. So you saying that's not merciful? This man is an idolater. You know what I'm saying?
That's his wife. Is he being wronged? Here's my question: is he a victim of adultery?
Does he first believe in adultery? What is his religion?
It doesn't matter if he believes in it or not. Adultery is adultery. Well, that doesn't matter what you believe. He has a wife. His wife is being taken from him and being slept with by another man who defeated them and kidnapped his wife. Is he a victim of adultery, bro?
Okay. Do you know what marriage is? I'll say yes.
Thank you.
I don't want to. I hate when people avoid your questions. To my standard, he's a victim of adultery. Yes, to what you're saying. Now let me ask you this: Do you know what marriage is?
Yes, it's a union between a man and a wife.
Not just that. Through God, there's no marriage without God. Can you?
That's not true. That? Okay. Are these are polytheists? Yet the Quran still calls them married people.
Yeah. But
so when they make a commitment, when they make a commitment together, even your Quran acknowledges their commitment that they have with each other, even if it's under their polytheistic rituals or whatever. The Quran still recognizes them as married.
I'm talking about me and you, though. Is there any marriage without God?
There's a union with God. It's a union between man and wife. So God is the one who instituted marriage, even if God is not in everybody's life, like an atheist, for example. They can get married even though God is not in their life.
Okay, I'll tell you this. I'll give you an example, right?
No, I cannot marry. This is not on the point, bro. It's not on the point.
This is for you. Are you trying to say you believe?
Is it on the point? Is it on the point though?
This is definitely on the point.
You're going to address how these people are a victim of adultery, how Allah is allowing and permitting adultery. You're going to go ahead and address that?
Okay, so you're trying to say that they are purposely doing adultery, which is a monotheistic term.
It's not a monotheistic term. It has nothing to do with theology.
Okay. So what is it? Okay, maybe I'm dumb. Excuse me for my ignorance. Explain adultery in your full...
Adultery is when a married person steps out of their marriage sleeping with another person other than their spouse. That's what adultery is.
Okay, so now you said a married person. So this is why I asked you. Between me and you, not what anybody else thinks, what is marriage?
I already told you what it is.
So when a union between man and woman.
Yes.
So now that's what it is for you. For me, I cannot.
That's what it is. That's what it is. It's not my perspective. It's what the definition of marriage is, bro. What are we doing, bro? Come on, man. Are you wasting my time now? Let's just skip all of this because you say you watch a lot. You hate when Muslims do this. You're doing it right now.
No, I agree with you. You were saying it's adultery, but you're saying it on the terms of marriage. So that's one thing I do watch. You don't go. Sometimes you go a little deep. Like you be in the 6th.
Are they married or not, bro?
When you get to that 12.
Are they married? Are they married?
I'm not married.
No.
Are they married?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Are they married?
They're married.
Okay. So if his wife sleeps with someone who's not her husband, is that adultery?
I said it's adultery. You make
okay. So why are we wasting time? Let's deal with the text, bro. So
I said that
Allah permits adultery. He permits adultery here in this verse. The man is a victim of adultery, and even the woman is a victim of adultery by being taken captive and being slept with while her husband is still alive. Is that gracious and merciful?
Is that gracious and merciful? Okay, so we gotta rewind here because you didn't let me say nothing, and then you just trying to fast forward it a little bit. So this is what I'm trying to say. A Muslim cannot marry a non-Muslim, right? No, not a non-Muslim. A Muslim can marry a Christian, a Jew, or a Muslim. A Muslim cannot marry an atheist. So this is what I'm getting at. If a Muslim were to tell me he was married to an atheist, I would tell you their marriage is invalid. That's what I would say. So that's what I'm trying to get at right now. They don't go by the same rules. So do you know what polygamy is?
Does the Quran call them married?
The Quran calls them married.
So then they're married.
Because the Quran is speaking. The Quran speaking to you though. As someone who doesn't have the utmost knowledge.
All right, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out, man. I'm tired. You take care, man. Thanks for coming through. You know, we had some good laughs. I appreciate it. You have a good time, man. Keep watching,
you can't give me one more. You can't save me.
Yeah, no, I can't. You're not being honest, bro. You're playing games.
I just said it's adultery. I said it's adultery, right? I didn't deny that it's adultery. Now
yeah, but so then stop wasting my time. Like seriously, you're trying to go all out when we've already dealt with the issue. It's adultery.
Okay.
Allah allows adultery. Is that gracious and merciful, bro? Yes or no?
Are you saying Allah allows adultery in all forms?
That's what the verse says.
The verse says Allah allows adultery in any form.
Married women are forbidden for you, except the captive slaves who you possess. So the captive married women are allowed for you. Is that gracious and merciful?
To each his own, man. To each his own. To the woman, it's merciful. To the man, he might have to take the L. Big bank.
Is Allah being gracious and merciful here to this family, bro? It's simple yes or no.
He's being gracious and merciful. By letting them live, he's being gracious and merciful.
What about by letting another man sleep with his wife? Is he being gracious and merciful?
They just went to war, and now you worry about your wife, man? You got
is that gracious and merciful?
You worry about girls when I just let you live, man?
All right. Yep. All right. Thanks.